everyone. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living North Metro. And welcome to Greg and Sheila Fossen, who are our producers and also doing double duty in the affirmations this week, and our wonderful, wonderful artist, Paul Landsittel, who we're so glad to see. And you will notice it's not
Hi, Paul.
and Reverend Valerie show this morning. So Reverend Michael went into the hospital on Friday. He's much, much, much better and coming home today. So, but you are stuck with me today, so that's okay. So, like us and check in on
our evocation.
Evocation. Thank you so much. Yes, that's his part. So I just invite you to just close your eyes, take a deep breath. As we recognize that there is that one power, that one life, that one presence that is everywhere all the time, in, as, and through everything. I know that power and that presence is right where I am. It is right where Michael is. It is right where Greg and Sheila is. It is right where Paul is. It is with each and every person present with us today and each and every person everywhere all of the time. So I know that this is a blessed time, that each one of us is absolutely divinely guided and divinely directed as we go through this service today and as we go through our lives. And so in absolute gratitude for the knowledge that everything, everywhere, everyone is spirit all of the time and all is well all the time. I'm just absolutely grateful. And I just, in gratitude, allow it to be. And together we say, and so it is.
So it is.
And now we have music.
So it is.
So it is.
Hey.
Yes.
Sit down, take a breath, relax, unwind. Don't need any more facts to find peace of mind. Going within, coming out with a grin, longing for this moment of bliss. Maybe losing my mind just to be aware of the presence within. Quiet prayer. Oh, love divine lays within this heart of mine. Oh, love divine all around this heart of mine. Oh, love divine, I am found in this heart of mine. I dislocated my ego. What a shame. What am I anyway? A speck of dust with a name. Out of the great unknown into flesh and bone. Traveling soul trying to call home. Maybe losing my mind just to be aware of the presence within. A quiet prayer. Oh, love divine lays within this heart of mine. Oh, love divine all around this heart of mine. Oh, love divine, I am found in this heart of mine. Notion of eternity gives off quite a buzz. It's much bigger now ever was. I'm just chasing time between Venus and Mars. Take a glass of midnight, drinking the stars. Maybe losing my mind just to be aware of the presence within. Quiet prayer. Oh, love divine lays within this heart of mine. Oh, love divine all around this heart of mine. Oh, love divine, I am found in this heart of mine.
Woohoo! Thank you so much, Paul. It's really wonderful. Okay, now it's time for announcements. Like us and check in on our website, cslnorthmetro.org, and check in on Facebook at CSL North Metro. Go to contact us on our website, and you can sign up for our email address to get our email, so it lets you know what's going on. You can make a prayer request there. The affirmations and an affirmative prayer are out there, and Michael put a new blog out there too. So today's title is What Do You Want? And our guest artist you've already met, Paul Landsittel. And the reading today is from Wherever You Go, There You Are, Mindfulness, Meditation in Everyday Life by Jon Kabat-Zinn. And I'm going to welcome Greg and Sheila Fossen for the affirmations in the reading. Thank you so much, guys. And tell everybody
You're welcome. We're in Minnesota right now. We had a wedding this weekend to go to, so we're visiting from Hastings, Minnesota.
So how did you do this?
Yep. And here's the affirmations. Affirmations for the week of June 6th. My life is a beautiful contribution to the oneness of all life. The creative energy of the universe flows through me. I shine a powerful and loving light wherever I am. Divine good finds me in all situations and experiences. I welcome and embrace joy and love in my life now. Happiness and contentment reside in my heart always. And so it is.
So it is.
So it is. And the reading for Centers for Spiritual Living North Metro, Sunday, June the 6th, 2021. Wherever you go, there you are. Mindfulness Meditation in Everyday Life by Jon Kabat-Zinn. From the perspective of patience, things happen because other things happen. Nothing is separate and isolated. There is no absolute end of the line. The buck stops here, root cause. If someone hits you with a stick, you don't get angry at the stick or the arm that swung it. You get angry at the person attached to the arm. But if you look a little deeper, you can't find a satisfactory cause, root or place for your anger, even in the person who literally doesn't know what he or she is doing and is therefore out of his mind at that moment. Where should the blame lie or the punishment? Maybe we should be angry at the person's parents for the abuse they may have showered on a defenseless child. Or maybe at the world for its lack of compassion. But what is the world? Are you not a part of that world? Do not you yourself have angry impulses and under some conditions find yourself in touch with violent, even murderous impulses? The Dalai Lama shows no anger toward the Chinese, even though the policy of the Chinese government for years has been to practice genocide toward Tibetans, cultural side toward their institutions, beliefs, and everything they hold dear, and geocide toward the very land they live on. When asked about his apparent lack of anger toward the Chinese by an incredulous reporter at the time he won the Nobel Peace Prize, the Dalai Lama replied something to the effect that, "They have taken everything from us. Should I let them take my mind as well?" This attitude is itself a remarkable display of peace, the inner peace of knowing what is most fundamental, and the outer peace of embodying that wisdom in carriage and action. Peace and a willingness to be patient in the face of such enormous provocation and suffering can only come about through the inner cultivation of compassion, a compassion that is not limited to friends, but is felt equally for those who, out of ignorance and often seen as evil, may cause you and those you love to suffer.
Wow, thank you so much. That was really good. So, Paul, we get another song. How exciting is that?
This is a James Taylor song. You've Got a Friend. When you're down and troubled and you need a helping hand, and nothing, oh, nothing is going right. Close your eyes and think of me. Soon I will be there. Brighten up even your darkest night. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running, see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you got to do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. You've got a friend. If the sky above you should turn dark and full of clouds, and that old north wind should begin to blow, keep your head together, call my name out loud. Soon I'll be knocking on your door. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running, see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you got to do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. You've got a friend. Ain't it good to know you've got a friend? People can be so cold, they'll hurt you and desert you, take your soul if you let them. Oh, but don't you let them. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running, see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you got to do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. You've got a friend. Ain't it good to know you've got a friend. Ain't it good to know you've got a friend?
Yay, that was so good. Thank you so much, Paul.
You're welcome.
See you again pretty soon. So, today's title is, what do you want? So it sounds like a simple question, and I'm sure we all have a lot of answers. I can remember when I first was asked, I was starting my spiritual practice and teaching and learning, when people would say, what do you want? I realized I really didn't have a clear picture of what I wanted. And so a lot of us don't have a clear picture of what we want. And so we're manifesting from that constant stream of thought that we may or may not be aware of what we're thinking and what's going through our minds, and all of the constant things about, oh, I should do this, I should do that, I should do this. Oh, I don't like this, I blah, 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 blah. So as we're thinking all those thoughts and we're not even aware of some of those thoughts, we are always manifesting. We're always manifesting what we're thinking. And so as we begin to consciously choose our thoughts and consciously choose what we're wanting, Ernest Holmes says we should expect the best so that the best can become part of our experience. And so as we're expecting the best, it's also important that we decide, what is the best for me? What is it that I want? And I think a lot of us will say things like, well, I want a new home, or I wanted this, or I wanted that. And it's really important that we start thinking about those spiritual things that we want. Do we want to maybe deepen our experience of meditation, or deepen our prayer, or even deepen our awareness of the truth of our being, that universal power and presence that is our very essence, that Jesus says, it is done unto you as you believe. And so that is so true. And so whatever we're thinking or whatever we're feeling, we're constantly manifesting. And so just becoming more aware of what we're thinking about, what we want, what we don't want, and how we're manifesting. I really was thinking about this as I was planting my garden very belatedly this year. And so very consciously, when I go and pick out the plants, I know exactly what I want to plant. I know where I want to plant it. I know how much water it needs to have and where it needs to be so that it gets the most sun, or this one needs some more shade. And so I'm not planting something expecting something else. I'm very, very clear and precise about it. And so many of the plants might look the same. And I was even thinking as I was planting, I also got to pull a whole bunch of weeds out, because our neighbor has a field of bindweed that just keeps crossing the fence and coming over, and I'm just constantly pulling up that bindweed. And so if we compare our thoughts to the garden, and I know we do a lot of that in foundations class, and we teach the plant seed soil, that our thoughts are the plant and that seed, and we plant them into the soil of our consciousness, and then they sprout into that spiritual universal oneness that is the mind. And as we are so specific with the plants that we want in our garden, we should also be that specific with the thoughts we have in our head of the things that we're planting. So I'm getting rid of the weed things that I don't want. And also I have plants that need particular care because maybe they're not native for here. And then I have some plants in my backyard that are native for here. And I have a really hard time as they're spreading across the whole garden picking them up, because they're still really nice plants. They're just in places that I don't want them. So there also may be things that you want or thoughts that you're having that aren't in the right place or aren't yours right now. So as we get more and more and more specific about, this is what I'm manifesting, this is what I'm thinking about, this is what I want in my life, this is how I'm going to use my spiritual practice to expand my awareness of those things that I do want in my life, I also get to go into those places of hidden beliefs, those places where I might not feel good enough, or I might feel like I don't have the expertise to do that, or I might think, oh, I could never, ever, ever do that. We need to also go into those hidden beliefs and say, you have no power over me. We are absolutely divine beings, one with the one power, one with the one presence, absolutely manifesting with that mind of God, thinking those thoughts through that mind of God, manifesting the things that we want through the mind of God. We are that powerful. We can manifest the things that we want. We can create the world that we want. Okay, we don't have control over everything that's going on in the world, but we do have control of what's going on right here. And I just think about what the Dalai Lama said about not letting the Chinese also have his mind. And how often do we allow that thing that upsets us? How often do we allow the person that upsets us or the thing that upsets us to take over our peace, to take over our mind? And I'm not saying don't do the things that you're called to do to change the world. Absolutely, that's what we're here to do. And the Dalai Lama is a really, really good example of that. The peace that he spreads in the world and the joy that he spreads in the world and the teachings that he does. And he is changing things, but he's not carrying that which he didn't do and he's not responsible for and he can't change. He's changing the things he can. He's keeping that peace within himself. He's keeping that love and that light and that power. And I was listening to Ernest Holmes this morning, and he talked about Jesus being like the perfect version of the person, the manifesting and the knowing who he is and the power, and that we all have that same power. We just don't recognize it within ourselves yet. And so as we begin to realize that we are thinking with the mind of God, we are manifesting with the mind of God, we are creating our lives through the mind of God, that we are planting our lives as seeds in the soil with every thought that we have. And so as we begin to really weed the garden of our mind and concentrate on the things that we do want, the things that we can control and the things that we can change, and the things like I remember Gandhi saying, oh, I have so much to do today, I need to meditate twice. Well, typically that's not what I think about doing when I have so much to do today. I think about, oh my gosh, I have so much to do today, I'll never get it done, blah, 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 blah. How different would it be if we were able to just get conscious enough to say, oh, I have so much to do today, I need to meditate twice. Because as we do the spiritual practice, as we do the meditation, as we do the prayers, as we get out of our human thoughts of how finite things are and realize that things aren't nearly as finite or as real as any of the things that we think are. It's also much more ethereal than that. And everything that happens in that place of the mind, in that ethereal place, in that place, that God place, that one place where we're one with that power, one with that presence, one with that life that is the one life, our life, my life, your life, right here, right now, all the time. If we do what we do through the day in that space of I'm one with the one with God, one with all that is, one with life, one with that power and that presence, and I am divinely guided into that which is mine to do here today, right here and right now. I'm divinely guided and divinely allowing that power and that presence and that life. I know the answers. I know the truth. I know what to do next because I know who I am in that moment. And as we allow ourselves to get distracted by the things that are going on and the things that we don't like and the things that we wish had been differently, and just get to that inner place, that power and that presence, that one place, that place where we know the truth of our being, that we are one with the one power, one with the one presence, one with all of life. And that as we think those thoughts in that place of who we are and what we want and how we are, we are manifesting that which is ours to do, that which we came here to do, and that we will begin to create from that place of peace, from that place of love, from that place of oneness and power and presence. And if we get to that space where we're absolutely at peace, we're absolutely in a space of knowing the truth of our being, knowing that all this that feels so real and so solid and so true is not that real at all, that what's really the truth and real is that spiritual essence of everything. And so we come through that space of, oh, so I am being invited to be upset right now, and I choose not to. I choose not to let that thing take over my mind, that thing which might upset me, that thing which I feel like I might need to be in control of. And how often do we do that? Where I was listening to a show on NPR last night, and they were talking about how young it is that children learn that having control over a thing gives them power, and how they think that that's how we get to the place where we give our power to things. And they were talking then, as we get older, it goes from having power over the toy. If this is my toy and you have to ask me for it, or you can't have it, or however they do that, to name brand clothes or Ferraris, and they went on and on about how so many of us are getting our power and our prestige from that thing outside ourselves, which really doesn't give us anything at all. It gives us maybe that feeling of that power while we own that thing. And that's not real power. That real power, each one of us has that real power. We have it right now. We have it all the time. We just let go of that outside presence that feels so real and so solid and so true, and understand there's so much more than that going on. I know I talked a couple of weeks ago about how far out our energy goes around us, and that we are so much bigger, that inner part of us, that soul of ours, we're so much bigger than this body. We're so much more connected than we're aware that we are, because we're touching each other's energy like all the time. And I also talked about how, yes, we think with our mind, but our heart is more connected than any of us are mostly aware of. And so if we begin to think from that place of the heart, think from that place of love, think from that space of everything that I need and want comes to me in ease and in effortlessness and grace. We're taught we have to struggle. We're taught that we have to work hard. And if it's not hard, it's not worthwhile. And we have to do all of our work before we can play. I don't know. Some of you probably weren't. I certainly was. And I still have a kind of a backdrop of, I need to be working all of the time. When the truth is, I need to be spiritually present all of the time. And when I'm present, and when I know who I am, when I know who everyone else is, and I know that when every time we look into somebody else's eyes, we're looking in the face of God. Every time we're looking at somebody else, we're looking at the face of God. Every time we look at an animal, every time we look at a tree, every time we look at the grass, every time we look at the mountains, every time we look at the clouds, we're looking at the face of God. How different would we be if when we got up and looked in the mirror in the morning, we were recognizing we're looking in the face of God? Michael was saying something to me, I don't know, something nice the other day. And I'm like, oh, that's not really true. And he's like, you're taking my good and not accepting the compliment I just gave you. And how often do we do that? I think that's another one of those things that, if I say thank you and accept all the compliments, then that might make me conceited, and that might, no, we are all of that. We are the face of God. I am, you are, we all are the face of God. We all are spiritual beings having this human experience. And I think it's very easy when we feel the solidness of this table, or look at the camera, or look outside, to think that that's reality. That is a piece of reality, but that's not reality. Reality is we are so much more than what we can see and what we can taste and what we can touch, because there's a interconnectedness with the one power and the one presence that is the truth of our being. And that interconnectedness is within us, and it's within each and every other person too. And as we recognize the truth of our being, that our spiritual truth is that right where I am, God is. Right where you are, God is. Right where we are, God is. And we begin to see ourselves as that God presence on this planet to do the things we're here to do. I was listening to Catherine Ponder this morning, and she said, we all go through dark experiences, and that's part of our learning and growing on this planet. And we don't have to stay there. We can recognize, yes, this is part of our growing, and yes, this is part of our journey, and we can continue to learn and to grow and to do and to do it as a spiritual being, as a person who doesn't need to place the blame to feel better or control things. I can think of times when I've been so controlling, where I needed to have, in order for me to be okay, I needed to have everything put away just so. So if somebody helped me and put dishes away out of the dishwasher, well, then I'd have to go redo it so that everything was just so. Or I had a cleaning woman at the time, and when she didn't place the knickknacks back just so, I'd have to fix it so I'd be okay. And then I was listening to this guy talk about how we get really stuck in those things, and that we need to just be able to change things. And so he said, you have an energy pie for the day, and you get to choose how you use that energy. And if you're using that energy to make sure the corners of your towels are just so, or that your, in my case, knickknacks are just so, or other people are doing the things that they need to do to keep you safe, then you're using your energy pie in that way. And you have a choice to use your energy pie in a different way. And so it was like really enlightening to me to think about all of the things I think I need to be in control of to be okay. And I still do it. I still catch myself thinking, oh, well, it has to be this way because that's the way I do it. So Michael can't help me with the laundry because he doesn't hang them up right, or he doesn't dry them right. No. I can let go of all of those things. I can accept help, and I can be in a space of being absolutely okay with what's going on in my life right here and right now, and recognize that this too shall pass, that I am a spiritual being, that I am here to learn and grow and experience and love. And the more that I can expand that love and expand my allowance of just accepting what is, as opposed to thinking I need to control it to be okay, the happier I can be, the more spiritual I can be, the more benefit I can be on this planet. And so we all have that choice of being that which we want, being that power and that presence and that one life and that one spirit, that one life, one power, one presence, and that just being in that spot of absolute truth and absolute peace and absolute space. And so I'm just going to finish up by talking about, just as we go about our day, just kind of I'm inviting you to just kind of be aware of what's going on in your head, what's going on in your heart, and how do we take that journey from the head to the heart and live our life in that heart space, and live our life in that place of oneness where we're loving and kind, not only to others, but especially to ourselves. Because I think a lot of us, myself included, are not always kind to ourselves. I have a tendency, and we have a tendency to be overly critical of ourselves. And so as we learned that place of being in that space of oneness, and that space of allness, and that space of forgiving selves and others, and just opening to the experience of being as loving and as open and as kind as the Dalai Lama. Imagine what life would be like, where we are just in a space of bliss and oneness and allness. And I just invite you to close your eyes, take a deep breath, as we recognize that there is just one power, one presence, one life, one absolute peace, one absolute love that is everywhere present all of the time, in, as, and through all things. It is my life. It is the life of each one present here with us today. It is the life of everyone, everywhere, all of the time. There is no separation. There is only that one power, that one presence, that one life, that one allness and isness. That's all there is. And so I just expand that power and that presence so that we each understand that we are manifesting from our thoughts. And so I invite us to open our experience and open our presence and understand that we have all the love and all the power and all the essence that we need, that we are that one power, we are that one presence, that we have love and peace and truth and harmony and joy and abundance and harmonious and loving relationships and a healthy body temple, and just open that space of love and peace and truth and joy and abundance and opportunity and compassion. I know that is true. I know that we are each allowing that to blossom and spread, and just as we breathe in and we feel that love, and as we breathe out, we just breathe out anything that doesn't feel like love, or that's any uncomfortable or any doubt or any beings. And so in absolute gratitude to know this word is done in the mind of God, to know the peace and know the love and know the one power and the one presence. I am so grateful to know this word is done in the mind of God, grateful to know that right where I am, God is. Grateful to know that right where each one of us is, God is. Grateful to know this word is done in the mind of God. Grateful to know it is manifesting right here and right now. And knowing it is so, I release it into the spirit of love, release it into the action of the law, absolutely knowing it is done. And together we say, and so it is. Amen. Amen. Ahu. And woo-hoo. Hi, Paul.
Woohoo! Yeah, that's a tough act to follow there.
Oh, I know you're up for it.
Yeah. I'm going to do a song called Free Spirit, a song that I wrote a while back. And it's been said that you are free when you are fearless. And just the knowledge that you have a free spirit that is with you all the time, urging you to do all those good things, and knowing that God is all around you all the time, everywhere.
Yes.
Like Valerie says there. So here we go. I'm the chill in your spine when you jump into the pool. On a June afternoon, it's the last day of school. I'll see you on Sunday when church lets out. We will be walking home. We're gonna sing and shout. I'm closer to you than your next breath. Just a thought away, you can call me with your prayers. I'm your free spirit, walking on holy ground. Here, there, and everywhere, I'm following you around. I'm your way out when you're lost at home. I will go with you when it feels so good to be alone. I'm your drive-by blessing. I come out of nowhere I'm pushing you out of your comfort zone into thin air. I'm your free spirit, walking on holy ground. Here, there, and everywhere, I'll take you around. In the cover of night, in your heavenly sleep, when you leave your body behind, I have your soul to keep. When the dark forces surround you, I will be the sword you can cut your way through. I'm your free spirit, walking on holy ground. Here, there, and everywhere, we are glory bound.
I love that. That was so good. Thank you so much. So tell people, I know they show it on the screen, but tell people how to get your music and get a hold of you, because you have a lot to give and to offer.
Yeah, you can go to my website and listen to the songs. That's paullandsittel.com. Or you can go to iTunes and Amazon and Spotify and all those streaming things. I'm on all of those things where you can listen to and or buy the songs individually.
That's great. Thank you so much. And we'll see you in a little bit. So this is that giving time. Remember, Michael does this so much better than me, but here we go. So I'm just inviting you to take this time to look in your heart and see if Centers for Spiritual Living is a thing that you want to support with your donations. And if you do, the places that you can go to give are Venmo, and if you QR code's right there. You can text YUGIV. That didn't work, so I contacted our organization. They said it's working. I tried it, it's working. So if you're trying to text to give and it's not working, please email us at info@csl.org and let us know, and we'll work it out with you. So you can also go to our website, is the easiest way, cslnorthmetro.org. Okay, so I'm just going to know that also we take checks and cash too. So just know that the Spirit is right here and right with us all the time. That Centers for Spiritual North Metro gets all of the things that we need in order to keep doing this thing that we love so much to do, in order to allow us to reach out to people and teach those spiritual principles which help us each change our lives, to help us become aware of how we can be more spiritual, how we can live a richer and deeper and fuller life. And so in absolute gratitude for all of the gifts, for all of the volunteers, for this wonderful thing called Science of Mind, for everyone making the Centers for Spiritual Living North Metro possible. I am just so, so, so grateful. And in absolute gratitude, I just release this word, let it go, and allow it to be. And so it is. And so we get to see Paul again. I'm so excited about that. I just am so amazed at how wonderfully the songs are all of the time that go with everything we were talking about. So thank you, Paul.
Yeah. Well, it's a pleasure playing for such an open-hearted group here.
We are a wonderful group, huh?
I'm going to do a Bob Marley song here. Three Little Birds. Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing. 'Cause every little thing is gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. Three little birds sit on my doorstep, singing sweet songs, melody pure and true. This is my message to you. Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. Three little birds sit on my doorstep, singing sweet songs, melody pure and true. This is my message to you. Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing gonna be alright. Don't worry about a thing. Every little thing gonna be alright. Alright, alright. Don't worry.
Yay! Woo-hoo! That was fun.
Wrong.
Love it.
All right.
Thank you.
So, join us on Zoom right after the service and share your ahas. The link is in the comments. And you can go to our website and sign up to get emails. And also, then you'll get the Zoom links and all the other links that you need too. So I hope everybody had a really good week, and people in Minnesota and in, you said not Bailey, but close to Bailey. Pine Junction?
Yeah. Yes.
Pine Junction.
Yes.
Here in Thornton and wherever you are. We're so glad you were here with us today. And please do join us on Zoom. So I'll quit talking and do a benediction. How about that?
All right.
All right. So once again, I invite you to just take a deep breath. Just breathe in that power and that presence and that love and that oneness and that allness, and know that that is the truth of our being. And just breathe out any doubts or fears or anything that might be getting in the way of that just absolute pure spirit. And so I just bless us as we go about our week. I just bless everything that we come in contact with, and know that we recognize that no matter what's going on in our lives, each one of us, all of us, one of us, is more than that, because the truth of our being is our oneness with the one, oneness with God, oneness with all that is. And so in absolute gratitude for all the good, for all of the people that helped get this together, for everyone watching now, for everyone watching later, for the Centers for Spiritual Living, and for just life itself on this glorious, glorious spring day. I'm just so grateful. And so I just release this word. I allow it to be, and so it is. And join us on Zoom.
So it is.
So it is. Thank you, Reverend
Thank you,
Valerie.
Valerie.
That was great.
Thank you. All right. We'll see you on Zoom. And everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.